Hello everyone, welcome to Open House Thursday on Your View. I am Mariah Afolabi Brown. As always, I have my lovely co-host here. Hi ladies.
Hello, Mariah.
It's kind of a downing Thursday today. We know a lot of things are happening. YK, we've not seen you this week. How you doing?
I'm fine. Somewhat. I'm very disillusioned with this country.
Yeah.
Very disillusioned. Since it's our hot topic, I won't go into it. But
yeah, a lot of us are really upset.
I think we really need to have a rethink in this country.
And interestingly, today's World Prematurity Day aims to raise awareness about the issue associated with the preterm birth. It also spreads information about how to help support affected families. So there's a lot going on out there. But Tokwe, how you doing?
I'm good. Yesterday was a very difficult day for people that live within Lagos Ibadan Expressway, Magodo, Arepo, all that. It was a
just
terrible.
Say Lagos.
Lagos.
Some people were able to escape it, but I.
We'll talk about it in the papers anyway. So let me just run to Jumoke very quickly.
And today I'm doing a shoot for United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Every country in the world is already on this project. Nigeria is still fighting with the Millennium Development Goals. It's really saddening how we're backwards in everything, but it is well.
Except in corruption.
It is well.
We're very forward in corruption, fantastically corrupt.
Right, every day, every time, reality hits us. This morning I watched a video of a young boy in Kenya that had a talk at TEDx, and he was talking about his father has a cattle like a farm, and he was talking how the lions come into the ranch to kill their cattle. But what he did was, instead of focusing on the problem, the lion, he kept thinking solution. His solution took him from a nobody to somebody that had an international scholarship to study. And he also had the opportunity for the first time ever to fly out of Kenya to go and give a TED talk. So I think for us, there are challenges in our country, yes, but it's just giving me more and more reason every day to find ways that I can be part of the solutions. Because there's no better time than now.
Yeah.
Yes.
True.
I mean, well said. Wow, extremely well said. The video that went viral, the video and the pictures of the young 7-year-old boy that was burnt to death in Badagry is one of the major reasons why everybody's looking a bit down today. And the truth is that as mothers, sisters, women, and even members of the society, it's a painful thing to watch. But we'll not go into it right now because we're going to talk about it in detail, and I'd like to get calls from the neighborhood, Badagry. I hear it happening in Badagry, so we'll talk about it. And we also have a connecting story also about a woman sometime last week who said that she was happy her son was dead. So many stories. But let's take a break now. When we come back, we'll first of all go through the front pages of the newspapers, and then we'll get to talk about the real issue of the day. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
All right, we're going to start very quickly with the Punch. More trouble for Supreme Court Justice Sylvester Nguguta as judge faces fresh 505 million naira laundering charges. Picture here of the gridlock that happened yesterday in Lagos State. Lagos Ibadan Expressway tanker fire causes 15-hour gridlock. Senate fails to stop ASU strike, summons Adeosun. BBC to broadcast in Yoruba, Igbo, and others. PDP crisis, Sheriff McCarthy renew hostilities. Ex-Minister Rashid Gbadamosi dies at 72. Retirement benefits ex-Governor Shomale and deputy to get 300 million naira mansions. And bus driver conductor abduct 8 Ogun school children. Okay, let's start with the human angle. The children that were abducted, and then we'll talk about the ex-minister who died was actually YK's uncle.
Yeah.
And he was on the show.
We had him on the show Wednesday, March 16th. And I remember that they had to help him onto the set. And when he was leaving, we're discussing something about the economy. When he was leaving, he was very apologetic that he's sad that he couldn't contribute more than that, that the next time he comes on the show, he'll be able to. And I was surprised that he was wheeled out in a wheelchair. You know, that broke me down. Like, he had always been very active from minister, you know, from Minister of National Planning to the DG PPPRA, you know, make his.
And I heard he was in the owner of the MD of Ragolis. I never knew that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The chairman, he was the chairman actually.
Just in addition to that, when he came on the show, he was passionate about helping Nigeria refocus itself on the right track and how we can move the country forward. And I look at it that it was already frail. Some people, some of our past leaders are still strong enough to make positive difference in our country today. They should speak up and not wait till it's too late.
The human angle story, about, why do you want to say something?
You want to say something?
No, I was just going to say that he was also on the Lagos at 50 board.
Yes, that was
Professor
most recent.
Soyinka.
Yes, and that's why even the commissioner of Steve Irony of Information and Strategy.
It was him who broke the news.
He posted that.
Yes, Uwa, you're going to talk about the human angle.
The bus driver and conductor that tried to abduct school children, it happened yesterday. They said what had happened was the two guys, they were in the bus. Then the children, they entered the bus. So when they got to, I think the first bus stop, 2 children highlighted from the bus. And that was it. Afterwards, the children kept nudging the driver and the conductor. The conductor sat by the door so nobody would come out. The children kept, nudging him. We want to stop, we want to stop. So when they saw, they were just speeding off. When they saw that they were not stopping, 2 boys, one had escaped. I think 2 boys escaped, they were injured. So
they jumped out.
They jumped out of the bus. So one motorist now blocked the bus. But as he would block the bus, he called the police because he knew that this was because the remaining students were like about 8 of them, female students. They couldn't come out of course. They called the police to at least stop the mob attack, but they've been arrested.
Policing involves everybody.
Moving on to the nation. Great stuff. 4 killed as crash locks down Lagos Ibadan Road. Picture here of the accident that happened. Industrialist Rashid Gbadamosi is dead. Let's talk about the accident. YK, what exactly happened? Because I know you read that story.
Yeah, there was a truck carrying beer and one carrying diesel, a trailer carrying diesel.
Yes.
Those ones jammed.
Yes.
When they now jammed, another 2 trucks. So the people are still worrying about that one. When another truck coming now brushed a Toyota Corolla and then went to jam.
That was carrying flour.
That one was yes, and he went to go and jam both that had collided,
ignited,
which caused fire,
the explosion.
So another one coming again. There were 6 vehicles
involved.
6.
Terrible. That gridlock was crazy.
It was crazy. Now went and jammed them again. Meanwhile, there's another one that had happened here. One trailer had overturned.
So that's the one that the man spoke to us about.
You think so? No, he was referring to the other one, but the pictures we're showing were about
your $10 one.
Because he told us that it was only about
30 minutes.
But I need to mention that Otedola is not, this is not the first, second, third time. Otedola seems to be like a place that is cursed with accidents of trailers turning over. And it's because it is a slope. It goes down. And they need good brakes to be able to control the descent. That is what usually happens. And we need to, the FRSC unit at this junction could curtail a lot of these accidents that happen around the Otedola Bridge by ensuring that all the buses, all the trailers that pass, before they get to that point, are conditioned to be good.
The Toyota guy, he escaped. The guy driving the Toyota, he escaped and was able to give interviews. When he even went back to see his car, he saw that his car had gone pata. But what I wanted to say is, you see all those those ones that wear yellow, those traffic people that wear yellow. VIO.
Yeah, it wears white.
They wear white. They know how to stop ordinary cars that are not even causing any problem.
That's not in the 80s. That was yellow fever. That was not. Now we have VIO. It's not
VIO wears
white.
white.
It's not
white. Okay.
It's white.
No, some of them wear yellow.
There's nobody that wears yellow.
VIO.
They drive yellow buses.
Maybe it's white. Maybe I see them as yellow,
That's
but I know
from the
that
80s.
because everybody sees them and starts running because
Running, yeah, the
when they see
VIO.
trailer, they will be running.
And we should realize that one trailer can cost more lives. And the major gridlock, if it was a little car, it won't be this bad.
My husband was not
Everybody
driving
felt
for
it.
3 hours before he picked up my kids. 10 o'clock, he had to see was on one spot between
Mariah,
Magodo
My neighbor
and
didn't go to
I
school.
wasn't going anywhere. I just wanted to turn back.
imagine.
I spent an hour there. In fact, my car broke down there.
Imagine.
It was
Cars
mechanical.
crazy. Anyway, let's
I
move on
think we
to
should.
And I
we
think
need
as
to.
people,
We
we
need
should-
to learn how to manage emergencies. Imagine, look at the number of hours that people were trapped yesterday.
15 hours.
If any slight thing happens to these roads that we have, it means that the whole state is on lockdown.
Okay.
We need to move rise above that.
It is terrible. It is. My
Sorry,
brothers.
Mariah,
Let's
please, one
move
more
on.
thing. The trailers on the road were consistent for a long time. It shows how bad railway system would have helped to
Yeah, we know
reduce
the real
this
yeah,
from the
certainly.
road. We need
Moving
to
on
go
to
back
Vanguard.
it.
They are beating a dead
APC
horse.
reps battle Buhari party leaders. Picture here of 3 gentlemen who tried to kidnap Femi Otedola. Moody's report on Nigeria sees depressed consumer demand. Federal government lied, no offer to release Dasuki for dad's burial. And federal government increases charges against Justice Ngota to 14 counts. Okay, let's talk about Justice Ngota first.
Yes,
Then we'll
so
talk about
Justice
this.
Nguta, there are fresh allegations. I think I want to just quickly take some of the allegations that they are asking, that they are saying, because right now, you can't have a valid more than one valid international passport. So he has, I think, about 4 diplomatic passports. Then he has about 2 international passports that are valid. You know, I keep wondering. You know, you are saying the other day I was asking, how did he get it? You know, the body that is issuing it, it's not him that is the problem. It is the system. So if you are saying that you want to arrest this judge and prosecute him for holding on to 4 diplomatic passports, who are the issuers of those diplomatic passports? You also need to arrest them and also prosecute them for releasing 4 diplomatic passports to one person.
Bam!
You know,
That's all.
it doesn't stop at the sinner. The entire system needs to be cleaned up.
It is not the sinner. He is the sinner. They are the sinners.
Okay, okay. Who read the story about Otedola? These very ambitious 3 young men.
But it was
tried
a
to
big
kidnap-
fish, though.
The big fish, though.
Well,
Why
wait,
would they?
so,
What is this?
so Mariah, three people tried to kidnap
Femi Otedola.
oil billionaire Femi Otedola, and one of them in the army uniform. Once I saw the pictures, I'm like, these ones are jokers. 3 of you. Do you know how many security men he goes with?
Have you seen his boat?
His
yacht. Sorry, his
You
yacht.
see, some of these kidnappers.
Moving on to
they
better
over-
stories.
You
They
know,
over ambitious.
They were over ambitious because even when they will carry him now, they will not even. When you will look at them, they will start shaking. They will
but really, I want to quickly comment, because I don't know whether it's in another paper, the Edo State governor's retirement package.
Yes.
Was in Punch.
300.
300 million.
200 million
million.
is small money now. Why
No,
can't
no,
we-
no.
And
That's
the
small.
Only the house. Only the house is
Murayo.
200 million.
Murayo, we need to review the policies in this country.
Working for our
It is too, I mean, it is just annoying.
It's too lucrative to be in politics.
I'm telling you, that's why people will die. People will
300
kill each
million.
other to go into
for a
politics.
mansion.
See, that is why the solution to this is very easy. People, Senate, House of Rep, no salary.
Bam!
That is it's only the people that want to serve now that will go. Because when you have 2 million in your account and you use that 2 million to run for politics,
Of
well, you
course.
must be going there to go and get 6 million.
When
Yes,
minimum wage is 18,000 naira.
And somebody's
Somebody's
going.
retiring and you are getting 200. I mean,
300 million.
where is it rationalized? What's the rationale?
Unfortunately, we have to
It's not our
pause
topic.
there. We have to move on to Daily Sun, which are the last paper this morning. Presidency, National Assembly strike a deal over the
Too many
$30
things making me angry.
billion loan. I think we can talk about that very quickly.
Immediately.
Okay?
So I have that story. You remember that the National Assembly flung out the presidency's request.
Yes. But now
for
they've flung it back in.
29.9 billion. But now that they have renegotiated and they have put a 100 billion package for them
their
inside it. Guess what? When the deputy Senate, deputy House Speaker, Honorable Lasun, brought the matter up for voice vote, there was not one dissent. It was passed immediately. We are working for these people.
You see, this is what we are talking about.
Okay. All right, let us take a break because the anger just started.
It's a good angle.
Let us take a break. When we come back, let's discuss this jungle's justice, the mob mentality, and also a mother who reveals that the death of her son was a big relief to her. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Your View.
Now, welcome back. Yes, jungle justice is becoming prevalent in our society, and it's very, very troubling. It seems as though we have been playing double standards in dealing with poor people and other wealthier people. An example was the Alufo, who was subsequently lynched to death back in 2012. Yesterday, a 7-year-old boy, it's not even difficult to say it, a 7-year-old boy was beaten and burnt to death in Badagry. He was killed for stealing gari while passers-by stood and watched. Now, we need to discuss this because it's really troubling. You can call us on 070-8066-8014. You can tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourVTVC so we can read your tweet. Now, in one area, we can blame the act. But the truth is, the monsters that did this are a product of this society, product of the leadership. First of all, before we even get into that part, what came to your mind, Waiki, when you read this report? What was the first thing that came to your mind?
I was coming to work this morning, and my brother calls me that, look, this country, what is happening? A 7-year-old boy, he wants to send me the video. I said, please, don't send me the video. It's not something I can watch. It's not, I've promised myself I will not read any text with videos today because it is, I think for me, it is, we have turned to animals. We have turned to animals. For us to lynch a 7-year-old child.
For stealing gari.
For anything. Whether it's gari, for anything. Look, I'm a mother now. And even if I wasn't a mother, I'm a human being. We have now turned to animals.
Okay.
We have turned to animals. Look, I saw a video the other day of a woman being lynched for kidnapping somebody. You know, and on the group that I belong to, one Ireti said, look, stop posting this kind of videos.
Okay.
It disturbs my sensibilities.
Let me come to Tokwe.
Nima said that it took place in Alafia, which is closer to Orili than Badagry. I lived in that area. I lived in Maltu, and I had my makeup studio almost opposite. We used to have issues of Okada riders robbing people, and one was caught, and I watched him being burnt. And I know that people were blaming that, who could have taken this picture? Who could have done this video? Why couldn't you stop it? When you see such mob action, if you foray into it to stop that action, you will be beaten up among them because they'll feel like, how can you be defending this? If we go back into in history, the US used to suffer this where they were lynching blacks and it was seen as a normal thing. But they got to a point where they decided as a people to put the lives of other people forward and let the judicial system deal with these issues. There is no justification, nothing. Even if a man killed somebody else in cold blood, he shouldn't be lynched alive on that spot.
All right, let me jump to
Two wrongs
Jumoke
don't make a right.
on this matter.
I watched the video and I've been traumatized since then because I initially saw the picture and then quickly went on the trend, Gary. Some people say that this 7-year-old boy, it wasn't actually that he stole Gary, that it was a phone that he stole, and that in that area in Alafia, they would stab you to take your phone. Because I heard someone in that video saying, if they are the ones, they will not have pity on you. So don't pity him, because the boy was begging. First, the guy was using some heavy thing to hit him. His legs were tied. He was moving around begging, and people were just standing by watching. At some point, he picked a big stone, started hitting his legs. the stone hit the boy's leg. He went quiet. At that time, I stopped watching because his India died before he was born. Gary, phone, whatever he stole, it is hunger. It is poverty that will make a young boy who should be in school, who should be taken care of by his parents, to steal. We need to become more humane.
Yeah, exactly. Let me come to Uwa, because I know Uwa was a bit emotional earlier today.
Oh, my sister.
I'm angry, but I'm trying to control my anger. Yes, well, go ahead.
Everybody's trying to control their anger, but you see, every child or every human being is born with a clean slate. It's called tabula rasa. There's nothing inside of. When you see a child, there's so much innocence in that child. And yes, because I heard the story that he tried to stab, they will stab you to take off your possessions. But you see, we are a product of our society. If we see these type of things, it's not for us to lynch or try to kill the person. It's to find out what exactly has gone wrong. We have leaders that just wake up from nothing, and tomorrow they are building mansions. Now we are hearing retirement package for somebody is 200 million monthly that the person is collecting as salary. What do you expect the people to do? You have not solved the basic problem. You've not solved the problem of, okay, quality education. If that boy was in school, Murayo, would he be thinking of stealing a phone? Or if he was in school and the government was feeding him, would he be thinking of stealing Gary? Or whatever it is that they said he was stealing? Murayo, this thing is no longer a function of saying that we just want to wake up and just talk. Who is the local government chairman in that area? He needs to be lynched as well. He needs to go to jail.
No, let's not even go that far.
No.
Yeah, I hear.
It is annoying.
Yeah.
Because for you to even sleep, that this thing happened in under your nose, and who is the baller in that place?
Exactly.
This is your job. This is where you need to work to say, okay, yes, we are on top of this matter. And I talked about this bus conductors and all that. Somebody was smart enough to call the police. Yes, what they did was wrong. They were going to abduct children, but it's not enough for you to now say that you not take justice in your own hands.
Can I just say something? Because even the people, our people, they have turned into animals.
Yes.
Why I'm saying this is because when that video of that woman was posted, some people were justifying the lynching. I cannot comprehend why, because hear what Jumoke said. She said they were saying, if it's your own, lynch him, Joe. That is what we have become. This is animalistic behavior.
Okay.
Animals eat themselves, not human beings.
Let me take this call from Bode, Victoria Island. Bode, good morning. Are you there?
Morning, guys.
Thanks. Go ahead, please.
I just feel we are a bit reactionary in Nigerians. What we should fight for, we are not fighting for it. Somebody has just left office now after ruling a state for 8 years, living with 200 million. Now we are talking to Nigerians, once again, we are being reactionary. There's a problem endemic in the country. There is poverty in the land. Everybody is angry and frustrated. That guy that was beating, people were beating him. They were not beating him actually, they were beating the system. They are beating their own frustrations on him. You understand? Nigerians are working on a keg of gunpowder. People are becoming highly irritant and irritable. You understand? And I think that this is just the beginning. If they're not careful, they're going to see a lot of mayhem happening around us now. Nigerians are angry and hungry.
Thank you very much, but I think also that this is an opportunity for us to know where the real leaders are. Because when these things, as I said, these are obviously products of our society, but the Bale or the local government chairman have an opportunity right now to call people to order. Say, you know what? There are ways of resolving issues. There are ways we can resolve disputes. It's not about lynching or taking laws into your own hands. Because we love the bridges. We love the infrastructure. We love the beautiful bus stops we are building around. This is great. We give you the clap. This one touches the heart of every mother or every Abiyama out there. Because you cannot burn a child alive.
7-year-old.
So we need, aside from the beautiful structures, somebody, some government official should get their selves to that area and speak firmly to those people.
It's not only to speak
firmly. They can't see that the government is taking this matter serious.
No, Mariah, we cannot speak. Because it didn't stop in the US until some people's head rolled over this. We keep having mob action and nobody is prosecuted.
So the leaders must go to jail.
So somebody somebody in
the
that
ballet,
community must be
all
arrested
the entire
for this.
community should be
Please
shut
stop
down.
talking about US. You don't even know what's happening there. Maybe they are doing all their own nonsense since Donald Trump entered. So don't even compare. Let's talk about our own system.
So what can we do here? Let somebody within that area, those that were stolen, because there was a video.
There is a
if
video.
somebody was
You
stolen,
can see pictures.
that person should be held
me take this call
accountable.
from Abuja.
That person should go to jail.
Let's take this call. Good morning. Lost that call.
Look, there are
Yes,
pictures,
YK.
there are videos. You can identify the people, find those people, make them pay punishments
Right.
until they get that punishment.
I have-
So then we
There
will
is
stop
a place
this
of
lynching behavior.
Hang in.
Right. I have a 7-year-old. I mean, sorry, I have a, he just turned 8. So I'm picturing, when I was young, I stole as well. I stole, but it was the environment that corrected me. My mother could not understand, but somebody planted in my head to say, oh, go and pick something, use it to buy sweet and chewing gum. It might have been 1 kobo, but I stole. Is that enough for you to kill somebody?
Okay, let
It
me
is
talk about-
correction. You don't discipline someone by killing the person. It's a
hang in there,
correctional act.
hang in there, YK,
For
hang in there,
goodness
YK, hang in
sake.
there.
Everybody in our society has one form of religion.
Who has
or the
not
other.
stole?
Hang
Tell
in there,
me.
hang in there.
We all have one form of religion or the other. I'm sure there were Christians among those stoning that boys.
Yes.
They were either Christians or Muslim or idol worshipper. Any of all those religions do not permit those kind of reaction. So what are we doing as a people? What is our church doing? What is our mosque doing? What are they preaching? Because you have to have some form of vendetta inside you. That's to get to the point that you will throw something.
like
And no Christian was there.
I like that.
Every marketplace they do worship set, every 12 o'clock they gather and they pray. So no Muslim there, no Christian there, no Babalawo there could say that this is wrong. Let's stop it.
Let's take a quick break.
Who has no
When we
say?
come back,
Eh?
we'll take more phone calls and tweets. I tried to call the commissioner, but unfortunately I couldn't reach him. He didn't pick us call. So hopefully at some point we can get a government official to let us know the updates on this story. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Yes, thanks for staying with us. As we said earlier, this is not the Lagos state that Governor Ambode is trying to build. And because we know he's doing a lot for the state, and we as the people must support that effort. But we also read a similar story last week where a woman whose cultist son was killed by members of vigilante group after he threatened to kill her. Says she was relieved that he is dead. Mrs. Toyin Akintayo said that deceased son Yusuf Aziz was a thorn in her flesh and have brought shame and disgrace to the family following his stealing and fighting that he's always doing with disdainful acts. We have read and heard of these cases where stubborn children are being disowned or abandoned. Is this justifiable? You can call us on 070-80668014. You can tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweet. We can connect this story and the young boy that was lynched because sometimes it's abandoned children
That get to do
that get to the point where they are stealing to survive, or they are taking, getting into petty crime and all that. So it's when the side of the parents is lacking. That's where we now have children like this. But this woman who's saying, and we can't judge her, also because she's been through quite a bit. For there are women like that, and we were trying, myself and Jumake were saying, we can understand where she's coming from.
Because
however,
the story broke on Friday, and we're arguing about it on the show when Uwa was saying that why would she say that she was relieved that her son died? Now, her story is that she had put Yusuf Aziz into 3 secondary schools. He dropped out. He learned barbing. She paid 85,000 naira for a shop for him.
Yeah.
He didn't go to the shop until the rent expired, and that he was just a cultist. He was always fighting on the streets. This particular day, he had come back home around 6 p.m. asking for dinner. She said, you have stolen the compressor of the freezer that I used to use to sell ice block. I don't have money. She gave him 200 naira. He flung it at her, broke a bottle, and was going to stab her. She ran out and called vigilante outside. And one of them, 42-year-old, remind me his name, Adesina, had a gun. and Yusuf was going to go for the gun and was hitting his leg and he died, and his mother, Tony Akitayo, was saying that she was relieved that he was dead. Now, we're talking about children who are abandoned on the streets because of poverty. But in Toye's case, from her side of the story, she had done the much that she could do. The boy had just joined a band gang and she could not control him anymore.
So the question is, can a child who's joined a bad gang be turned over?
I think that we underestimate the place of psychology and psychologists, and the fact that as a country, all this strife and issues we're seeing is because we don't have somebody that can properly evaluate and psychoanalyze us. I see the people lynching, like the caller said, are lynching out of frustration, beating out the society based on that boy, just venting their anger. I see that woman, a frustrated woman that, thank God, at least I don't have to worry about this again. I see the boy himself, obviously struggling with himself and all the vices he has within him.
Yeah.
He is crying for help. The woman is crying for help. But guess what? We don't have enough psychologists to see to them, or we don't think that psychologists can help them out. What they need, one, is love, is to be evaluated properly, is to be, because everything, sometimes unruly children have been diagnosed to be a medical treatment, a medical disease that they can use, give them drugs that will calm them down. It is being found that way.
Maybe they need trained religious leaders, because all of them are practically go to church or mosques.
So
maybe these are leaders should get the proper
psychological
training. But let me take this call. Hang in there. Good morning. Adeshina, are you there?
Good morning, Morayo.
Good morning, sir. Thanks for calling. Go ahead.
Ladies,
good morning.
Good morning.
We can hear you, sir. Go ahead.
Good morning once again.
Morning,
God bless you, my beautiful sisters, this morning for this topic about this jungle justice you raised this morning.
Go ahead.
I watched the video clips of that boy burnt to death by that man, and people were watching around the scene. Now, it baffles me that in a sane society, we should condense to the issue that people will still be watching. Because I look at that video, it takes, in fact, I was just taken aback that why should this thing be happening in our country? But one thing I want the police to do proactively now is that in that area they should arrest everybody that participated in that watching the killing of that boy. And I watched a particular man hitting that boy with stone 2 times before the guy finally died. And it's very, very painful. I am so much happy that you ladies brought this topic this morning. And a true mother will not watch and allow something to happen.
Thank you very much, Adeshina. Thank you.
So just in concluding my point, I think that parents need to take the job of parenting seriously, because the future relies on us. Those that were lynching were born by parents. Those that were being lynched were born by parents. The person that was just shot, that the mother was happy about, was born by someone. Parenting and the family structure is vital to the future of any successful nation. How well are we taking? And I'm not saying mother, because as a society, we tend to just focus on what is the mother doing? What is the mother doing? But parenting involves mother and father. And both parties must focus on raising successful children, not just monetarily, but morally.
There's so many angles to this, Tokwe. You're not ready to take this. Well, let me give you a break. There's so many angles to this.
May I bring another angle?
Yes, please.
Which is that, you see, when we say that a woman is going through so much in a marriage that it's better for her to divorce than to die in the marriage. You see, it's a subtle way of the devil entering into our society. I tell you why. Because I had a schoolmate whose parents was divorced when we were in secondary school. She'll tell her mother that she's going to her father's house. She'll tell her father would assume she's in her mother's house because they weren't talking, but she would be in her boyfriend's house. So imagine she was a boy and she was joining a gang and telling both parents because they weren't together and they weren't talking. So you see, while our family values are breaking down little by little and we do not understand the bigger impact.
I like that, because that's where, because those of us that blame parents for just staying in the marriage. You know, our mothers just stayed.
They stayed.
My mother can only boast of maybe first 2-3 years of a marriage that she enjoyed. But after that, she just endured.
Because of her children.
Endured because of the children. Because when you break up, these are the kind of vices they get into. But let me take the, but that's not always true though. There are always two angles to that story. But let's say, because there are some people who are born into broken homes
And
and
they do
they turn
well.
out really well. So it really depends on how you raise the child.
Yes, I have to say, because I don't think breaking, because my daughter
Yes.
was born from a,
home,
I mean, we broke up after 2 years, and she has not been any problem to me. She has finished her school. She's doing everything
Exactly.
a mother would hope a child should do. It is, you see, when some characters are formed.
May I ask a question, YK? If you had 7 children, would Rolari have turned out the same
Possibly
way?
not.
Wait, how will I know when I'm not God?
I'm just saying
You can't know.
that.
Look, there are people who have 7 children, and all the 7 children are perfect.
Yeah.
So there are people who have 7 children, and the parents are still together, and all of them are bad.
Yeah. So we can't
So
always
it's
say that.
it's broken up or not
Let me
broken up, you
come
must
in here.
focus.
Yeah.
The greatest asset for any society is the people. But you see, what the world is turning into now is that we're putting more value on material possession than on people. That mother, I will still stand by it. The child is a product of what you have put into that child. That child, that joining the gang did not start overnight. There was a process. You see, parents right now, they just feel that because I can get pregnant, go through 9 months, go into a labor room, that makes me qualified as a parent. No. Parenting is a serious business. And the way you go to school, Murayo, to become a broadcaster, the way you go to school to become a journalist, I think parenting should be introduced in the curriculum as well. For people to go and learn what it takes to be a parent.
Let me pause you for a second. I have this call from Kaduna. Good morning there. Are you there, Rolari?
Good morning, I'm there.
Kola.
How
Go
are
ahead.
you? Good morning.
Yes.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
For Lami.
Yeah.
Yes.
While I dig this country.
Thank you.
Yeah, I want to put my own side of the story into this, and I think we can wrap it up from my own side that way. I have a small farm around my hand here, and just overnight, the potato I planted got wiped off by someone I don't know. They removed the potato, everything from the farm. A neighborhood too, they did the same there. There is hunger in the land. But notwithstanding, parents are supposed to do their job the way they are supposed to do it. Vis-a-vis giving your child the right training. This guy that did this, I am not supporting the fact that he was lynched, but he must have been doing this thing at home. 2 naira, 1 naira, picking meat from the pot, and is being overlooked. Where are the policemen? Where are they when that incident happened? Where were the... Okay, let me put to you the case of the woman that was lynched in Abuja. Where is the judgment? Up to now, the man has been freed. I think I read the news 2 or 3 days ago that the man has been granted bail and like that. People are taking judgment into their hands because if you report this issue to the police will tell you go today, come back tomorrow. The next thing, somebody stole my money. I took him to the police station. The police freed him on health ground. There are lots of issues.
All right, thank you very much,
And I
Falami.
think that-
Falami touched on something very important. There's hunger in the land. I think that's an established fact across board. Because my capital was telling me that, Morel, madam, if you leave just a plate of food, even in his own area here, and you just turn like this, somebody will take it. It's that bad. So if our leaders know it is that bad, we know the economy we're in recession.
I don't think they know, Murayo.
So
They don't.
the leaders don't know.
They are far from the people. So far, they
But
don't
the
know.
Bale and the community leaders in that area should know.
Those are not the leaders you even talk.
No, we need to start with the smaller leaders, not the big ones.
How
We
much is the
don't-
Bale earning? Let me tell you something. Fela had this song that he sang, and it is now coming into play more than ever before. Authority stealing, pass arm robbery. If you
Let me pause you there. And let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll still take more calls and tweets on this. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. Yes,
I wanted to see, because the last caller was saying something about stealing. I remember that, you know, I had a maid one time, and I knew she was stealing. Like I told you people, when somebody is working with me and the person is stealing, I know. But what made me finally fire her was because her stealing had moved from stealing my rice, my tomato, my pepper she started stealing Brazilian hair. So I now knew that it was no longer hunger that was her cause of stealing. You know, everybody, even me as a child, I was exposed to the act of stealing. But thankfully, my mother saw it very early. Because I remember I was so young then. And she was able to take me out of that position. Murayo, I would not have known whether I would have been maybe a gang leader of an armed robber, what's it called, gang. You understand? So you don't know what you can turn out to be until you are put in a position.
Why
Some people do not have that.
Why are you cracking? Because now I'm looking at you as a person who is a
Let me take this call from
gangster's more.
Good morning, Femi. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Good morning.
Morning.
Morayo.
Thanks for calling.
And morning to the other panelists.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is I'm the first time caller.
Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you. Please, about the issue of the boy that was murdered. You see, it has to do with respect for human dignity. See, how can a 7-year-old boy murdered just because I wouldn't know what he stole, but no matter what he has stolen, it doesn't matter. This thing has to do with life. I expect the police to have by now to be raiding that area where that issue happened. It's unheard of. I wonder what Nigeria is turning to.
All right.
Just because people that have stolen millions of naira, they are free, walking free in the society. This is a 7-year-old boy.
Thank you very much, Femi.
That's why I brought up. Sorry, that's why I brought up authority stealing, because these people who have become animals have seen the people in authority getting away with it, so they are taking out their frustration on that small child, on maybe the woman that they lynched. So what is happening? It is now it's becoming a ripple effect, and it's now affecting you and I, because we can be walking on the streets and someone will take out his frustration on you.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Lynching thrives where there is injustice. When you see an environment where you feel that I can't get my word out, nobody will believe me, nobody will support me.
Justice will not be served.
Justice will not be served. So I feel like, let me take law into my hands. So we need to institutionalize, bring back proper justice system where I can trust the police. And I
just like the Alufo, the case is still in court.
Still in
The issue of the women that they put pepper inside the woman's bum. We say, we haven't heard anything.
That was killed for
we haven't heard anything. So all those things are still. So when somebody sees that, you definitely believe will take loss into your own.
Naldo, I want to take many tweets as possible. Says, if the culprits aren't brought to book, then I'll just give up on this country. No one deserves what that child got. Elesh says, we are in a society where police will tell you to pay 2,000 plus to register your complaints. We are in a story state, God help us. Fei says, that lovely boy should be given a befitting burial. Osude says, when a child is forced to steal for a living and killed when caught, our nation is insidiously on fire. Adeleke says, the boy was killed because our security agencies are found wanting in performing their duty. Amina says, what happened to the boy is unfortunate, and as usual, the real criminals will go unpunished. This just broke my heart. Ademi Roju says, please, where is the Minister of Interior responsible for the police? What is happening? Updates and progress reports, please.
Ebenezer Akinrinade says, poverty shouldn't be an excuse for us to lose our sense of humanity. Then Michael says, the people living in that area, I mean that spot where this ugly incident took place, must be arrested. And Salami says, if we are not part of the solution, we are part of the problem. That's the truth.
Pray for Nigeria says, it's easy to judge parents. Parenting isn't easy. I know this both as a son and now a father. Society has a big role to play. Adeolu Oni says, our security agencies are not up to their responsibilities. We are yet to get our system right. No system is in place to take care of this.
Can I address that tweet about parenting? I am not a perfect parent, but the truth is that I have learned that for me to get it right with my children, and parenting is not just my own children, the children around me. You know, if you are a matured person, you are a teacher, you are a father, you're a mother, you're an aunt, you are a parent, whether you like it or not, by default. So if you do not, because you are influencing the decision of another human being. So if you do not have that skill, there are institutions that can train you for proper tools for you to handle the emotion of another child.
You're right.
I am paying money to learn that.
That's you. But there are people in Badagry,
hungry,
in Efe, that all they can think about is food. Feeding their family.
The government comes in.
Exactly.
So that's why we need to solve the basic problem of
leadership,
of food and hunger, poverty.
Yes, Mariah, may I also say that jungle justice is illegal in Nigeria, and anybody, if you cannot stop it, if you see such happening again, please call the police. They may not have heard about it until the boy has died.
Sorry, Jumoke, I cannot imagine that people were filming.
Well,
those people that were filming. That's how we got to know, though. That's how we got to know. But those people could have called the police.
Anyway, we have to round up. We have to
round up.
I said before, this is not the Lagos State Governor Ambode is building, so we are waiting for a comment from any of the commissioners, either the deputy governor or somebody. Somebody. We need to get an update on what happened or what you're doing concerning this issue. Have a lovely day. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.